Hello, I'm Sandy from Lightning Tools, and I'm here with Brett again, who is not in the office today
Yeah,
for a
back at
change.
home for a little while.
Mm,
I'd just had way too many meetings today
mm.
I don't think I'd have got home. So I don't think there was enough gap in between to actually drive home from the office
Uh,
to carry on with meetings. So I decided to stay.
well, I guess that's what happens when you have a day off, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everything piles up into some other day. You still have all the same things, but just fewer days to do it in.
Absolutely right.
Looks like it's raining a bit there. That's a surprise.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, we've actually April was the driest
Oh,
April, I think, on record or something. We had lots
oh,
of nice sunshine and everything, and it barely rained.
mm.
And we're talking about catching up. I think, yeah, the weather is catching up this week because every
Uh,
day it's going to rain.
oh.
So all you see for the
Mm,
forecast for the indefinite future for the next 10 days is
mm.
rain. So,
Aw.
so there we go.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll be having lots of that. And yeah, here it's sunny in California.
Uh, right now,
Well,
well, it's
was.
foggy, but it's almost always foggy here. Yeah, it was especially interesting. I mean, we know this, but on Sunday we went inland a little bit to go to a brunch, and it's amazing the difference in the weather. Just you drive for 15 minutes basically inland, and you don't have the sea fog and everything, and it's bright and sunny and hot.
Nice. That sounds good. I'll take that. So last week we talked about DeliverPoint and how
Yep.
we had a release, and hopefully that sort of well, got everybody's appetites ready for seeing some of the new features today. So
Mhm. Yep, I
that
know I
was the
am.
promise. Excellent. Well, what I'm going to do is actually just jump straight into a demonstration and
Okay,
show those, and we can discuss those. So let me
awesome.
share my screen here. Fantastic. So yeah, what we have on the site. So what I'm going to show you first of all is what we call the Discover Permissions report, which is a great report actually. Because SharePoint can be a little bit misleading when you see things like this where it says 2 members.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that are permissioned on this particular site, and what we can do is just drill into
I
those
mean, even
by
though it says it's a private group.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll hit discover permissions, and what you see here is a nice looking report, and in there, really the improvements that we've made this month is to include the avatar and the people's card,
Mm.
and so what you'll see when we're looking at the different reports is just the the user that is permissioned, what permission level they have, and how they're assigned those permissions over on the right hand side. So even if it's through an Active Directory security group or something like that, or a Microsoft 365 group, you're going to be included in this report here.
That looks like more than two people to me.
It's a lot more than 2 people, yeah. But what's really good about this is sometimes you might have people with the same name
Mm.
duplicated inside the report, and it's difficult to distinguish between those two users.
Mm.
So actually, yeah, you get full cards. So as we hover over this user here, we can send that person an email, or we can start a chat with that user. And if you expand the people card as well, you also get some other information like who that person reports to, and what they're recently working on, what languages they speak, and what have you. So that's a really nice addition to not
Hmm.
just the Discover Permissions report, but every report in DeliverPoint. So yeah, it's always good to see that people card.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just, I mean, that then you can kind of dive into whether that person should have permission and things like that too.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, great addition there. And one of the other changes is perhaps going to be difficult to really demonstrate this in this environment. But what I'm going to do is just jump into the main DeliverPoint page, and what we can do is actually show the tree view and jump into different scopes. So those scopes could be hub sites, or they could be teams, or something like that. And if you were to select a very big environment, I'm just going to jump into actually this one here called permissions demo. I'm going to have that selected so that I'm reporting against the entire site collection and run the discover permissions report. And just for a split second there, you probably saw that what it was churning through. So what we used to do if you were running a large report is actually just display the spinny. And sometimes it was difficult to determine whether that report had fully run or whether it was, crashed or whatever. So now you can actually see how many sites and how many lists and how many folders and items it's churning through. So you can actually see progress and see what it's going to accomplish. So a great improvement to give some feedback as you're running those reports.
Yep. Yeah, I've tested that with a larger scope than that, and it is really nice to be able to see that it's going through, this many sites, this many lists, this many items, and you get like a number of something so that you can see, what it's working its way toward. So yeah, it's super helpful.
Fantastic, great. And in January, we introduced a feature for OneDrive support. So you're able to report on OneDrive direct permissions and also OneDrive sharing links. And we've expanded that a little bit more as well. So now if we were to go to the accounts view and search on a particular user, so I'll search on you, Sandy.
Okay.
And if I select your account here, and from the reports menu, I could use things like the unique permissions report to see what permissions you've been assigned to SharePoint. And if we just run that, there's not too much in this particular site collection, so it's just showing me some information that is aware of your account membership, basically. But what we also have is OneDrive permissions and OneDrive sharing links. So from here, if we were to jump into the OneDrive sharing links, we can see who you've shared some of your files and folders with, and we've now got the ability to select those and remove those sharing links. So that's the improvement.
And you can do that because you're a tenant admin, right?
That's correct, yeah. So I could remove that, but you could also go into your own OneDrive, which is key because this is something that you could be sharing files and folders over a long period of time with customers or suppliers or just associates or whatever, and you forget that you've made these sharing links. So coming in here, it gives you that ideal time to go through and clear it up as opposed to going through one by one all the different folders and files in your OneDrive. So that can be done on the sharing links. Nothing to show here for for the direct permissions, but you can also do it on the direct permissions as well. So that's again a big improvement around that. And the other one, well, a couple of things that we can't really demonstrate here, but in document libraries, we had some challenges coming through with some of the throttling issues and what have you with very large document libraries. So we've worked on some of the performance changes around handling specifically large folders and nested folders and what have you inside of document libraries. So that's a good improvement. I know you gave a good description last week as opposed to what that was all about. And the other change, actually, when we're inside a modern library, inside a modern document library, of course, we have these in SharePoint on premises now in SharePoint 2019. And you'll notice that we've got on the edit control block here some of the different permission reports, like discover permissions against a folder. And this actually allows you to select multiple folders or multiple files and still explore the sharing links or explore the permissions assigned against more than one thing, which is what you can do with SharePoint out of the box. So in in SharePoint 2019, we have the full trust version of DeliverPoint where it's deployed as a WSP. And one of the things with that is you couldn't provide any of the edit control block extensions in a modern list or library. So we've actually made these available using an extra SPFX module that allows you to actually do that in SharePoint 2019. So you'll see these same options now in a modern library rather than having to revert back to your classic version of SharePoint in order to run the permission reports, which is what we've had to tell customers to do for a while.
Great. And
I think the final note, something we're doing across the board on all of our products is some additional language support. So we've got 4 new languages rolling out with DeliverPoint this month, and that is Dutch, French, Spanish, and German. So if you are using any of those languages, you'll be able to use DeliverPoint in your language.
Cool.
So some great improvements.
Mm-hmm.
And
when is that going to be released, and how can people find out about that?
so this is going to be released in the next day or two. So the package is ready. It's gone through QA. It's all ready to be made available. So so yeah, we're working on the release this week. So that will be available to you. And yeah, you can always go and check out what we do by going to lightningtools.com/roadmap, and that will include all the details as well. And there'll be a blog post. If you go to our blog site, you'll see all the details of the release as well there.
Okay, and a webinar. There will be a webinar coming up.
Of
So people
course,
should
yeah.
sign up for that.
Yeah, you'll be able to register for that webinar, and I believe that is on Thursday, the 20th of May. So
Yep.
yeah, if you hit the homepage of lightningtools.com, scroll your way down, you'll see there's a registration link, and you can get signed up for that webinar. And yeah, that will give you the opportunity to see the full DeliverPoint demonstration, and also some best practices along the way.
And you'll be able to ask questions too. That'll be a live webinar that people can ask you questions.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So if you've got any any permissions issues, you can always reach out to us, and we can certainly let you know how we'll be able to help you with those.
Yep, great. And I mean, people can also do that on our YouTube channel too. So if you're watching this video, feel free to comment and ask us any questions, and we'll get back to you in that way too.
That sounds good. All right. Well, it's great chatting to you again, Sandy.
Yeah, good to see you too.
And
I'll be in a different location next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's right. You're heading to the East Coast, to Florida, right?
Yep, just for a couple weeks.
Fantastic. Well, safe travels, and
yeah, thanks.
see you soon.
All right, thanks. Bye.